Welcome back. In this lecture, we will be seeing the lecture on tracking software project with Agile using MS Planner. So in the last lecture, we discussed on Agile practices, what is Scrum, and how do you divide your project into several sprints, what is about sprint review, sprint retrospective review all. And now in this lecture, we will be seeing how to track the software project using MS Planner under the Agile practices. So first of all, we should understand MS Planner is just a tool to track the software project. Here, we are going to use Agile framework. That is why we divide our complete project into several phases or sprints. And initially, we should be able to write a product backlog, from that sprint backlog, and how this project is tracked using MS Planner. Now we shall discuss tracking software project with Agile using MS Planner. So first, we should be able to understand what is a product goal. A product goal is very important, and it is an objective of why the project will be done, and the complete objective should be achieved after the completion of the project. So as already discussed, we should be able to visualize our product goal, our objective. It should be based on who is our primary user, who are our targets, what is the beneficial to the targets, what will be our market, what will be our gain. Keeping all these in the mind, we should be writing a product goal. So the primary product goal now should be written on base on the location or background of who our users are, who our primary targets are. So I have taken a implementation where the product goal is showcased. So if you see, the product goal in Agile, specifically within the Scrum framework, is a long-term objective that describes the desired future state of a product. It serves as an important point in Scrum team, providing the context, direction, and the way to measure the progress towards the broader product vision. So we have seen product vision. Under product vision, why? Why in the sense, for example, why are we moving towards this particular product, right? Next, what is product goal? What? So what in the sense, it should be a measurable milestone on the way to achieve our vision. That is a product vision. Usually, the typical month to achieve, the typical timeline to achieve such a product goal should be only within few months, right? So product goal always should be a short-term actionable targets for an immediate sprints. So each sprint we have already discussed, it should be within 1 to 4 weeks. So if you see, why the product goal is important? Because it should ensure the alignment. Alignment of the product goal should be aligned with the product vision. Every sprint should ideally bring the team closer to achieve the product goal. That is very important. This embraces the agility. Agility in the sense, if there are some small changes or feedbacks from the customer end, that also should be updated. That also should be welcome, so that the agility or the adaptation in terms of this Agile framework is very important, right? This fosters the transparency and it helps the stakeholders to understand why the team is working on this Agile on terms of these features. So next one is user story. User story we have seen. So how should the user story be? So user story should have these three terms. As a user, I want to so that. Here I have shown an example of AI e-learning application, and the user stories, we have around 6 user stories for this particular project. As a user, I want to easily register for the platform so that I can gain access to its features like profile creation and skill enhancement and resources to the self-learning. So always we should cover as a I want to, so that. So the rest of the user stories I have left to be updated. So this is how the user story should look. Let's take an example. User story 1. So if you see here, as a customer, I want to search for books by title, author, or genre so that I can easily find the book I am looking for. As a I want to, so that. This should be important in user story. After the user story, you should provide a description in your planner. So what is a description? Description is a bigger statement, a larger statement. This is a description. User story is a single statement, whereas description is a group of statements. So regarding the user story, what for you have written the user story? Here we have given the description also. Then we should be giving the link task. Link tasks are nothing but, so you can give 2-3 tasks where there are some links towards each task. So after doing each task, if each task is completed, there are links. The link will be reaching towards the final outcome of this sprint or the final outcome of this user story, right? Next, estimation of effort. It can be either you can provide as normal, or maybe it is difficult or intermediate, or you can provide in terms of days, right? Days or weeks, 10 days, 1 week, like that. Estimation of effort, the time period, right? The estimation of effort is not only timeline. The estimation I already discussed. This estimation usually it is not only based on time, even based on cost, even based on resources, you can do estimation. So estimation of effort can be this type. Next, acceptance criteria. As already I've discussed in the last lecture, acceptance criteria is nothing but it is a minimum condition which says that you have achieved this particular user story. So you can give this acceptance criteria based on this given when then rule. So what is this given when then rule is? Given that the customer is on the home page, when they enter a keyword in the search bar, then the system should display the relevant books. If the system is displaying the relevant books based on the title, author, genre, it means this particular user story is achieved, right? So we can provide this acceptance criteria, which is a minimum condition based on this given when then rule, right? So you can also just provide it normally. When the books are being displayed based on title, author, genre, it is an acceptance criteria. Even that you can provide it. So it starts with, first you should be providing user story, then the description of the user story, then linked task, then it is estimation of effort, then it is acceptance criteria. This is the way each user story we should be providing it in MS Planner, right? So I have taken the next user story. So user story statement is given. Next, description of the user story, linked task, so many tasks we can link, estimation of effort, acceptance criteria based on given when then rule, right? Yes. After that, we can also provide product release plan. Product release plan, in the last lecture we have seen, it is a roadmap. So in the left-hand side, we will have so many features. And in this, we will be having the feature statements. And at the top, weeks to complete these products or the features, right? So yes, as I already told, in Agile practices, we will be dividing the complete objective or the product into small sprints. And each sprint will have several user stories. Here, you should be first telling what is a sprint goal of your sprint 1. So under sprint 1, there are 3 user stories they have shown. So under each user story, you should be writing it. So this is the snapshot of the MS Planner. If you could see, top AI e-learning app, I have given it. Okay, this is the complete objective. Under that, we have several user stories. I have taken only first user story. This first user story is under sprint 1 and it is under must have, right? Under Moscow principle, it is under must have. And if you see under product backlog, as I told, no. So first statement, then the link task, estimation of the effort, and acceptance criteria. And even you can have checklist, right? Where if you find these completed, you can check it out and you can show it on the cards. You can even import it. This is how the second user story is also written. So under MS Planner, I have made this. Third user story. Okay. So for writing the user story, we should understand about the product goal, functional, non-functional requirements, right? What is the product goal of your project? If you see the product goal, you should also understand who are your users, what is your location, where you're going to launch your product, what are the features that your product will be having. All these we should be understanding. Only then we can write our user story. So for this, make sure we will have an architecture document. The next step is having an architecture document which will also be updated or uploaded in your MS Planner. The architecture document can be a system architecture document. You can follow any system architecture document, right? So, and you can take any UML designs. And finally, this is the result that this particular application has built. E-learning app, they have got this result. And this is a sprint 1, right? They are doing after this particular result has come for this user story 1. The next is testing this. So test case, for each test case, they will be checking whether it is pass or fail. Actual output, what has got? Expected 1, right? And for user, let's take the first feature. For user registration, they are taking this test case validation, right? So valid user registered or not. How to check this? The steps to check this: expected output, actual output. If both are same, it is pass. That's it. More information, no issues. Okay. So like this, for each feature, we will be checking it. This is called as functional test case. Once after we got this result. So these are the results. Once after the results are got, we will be doing the test case. And one important thing, how do you achieve this result? As already discussed in the last lecture, daily 15 minutes, we will be having a sprint. That is, this is called as daily sprint meeting, or people call it daily call progress, right? So 15 minutes. So they will be updating this, these things, this stand-up meetings, recordings on based on these. Yes, what has happened, this date, what has happened. So all these will be updated in a OneDrive, or this can be updated in. Okay, the final one, how much it is committed versus completed user stories. Let's take, we have told we'll be completing it in between 2 weeks. In the period of 2 weeks, we'll be completing 3 user stories. Let's take, we have completed only 2, no issues. Okay, committed versus completed. You can even extend that to the next. That is why Agile practice is always a flexible timeline one. No issues in that. You can add few features here and there according to the suggestions or feedback given by the stakeholder. You can add. That is also possible in the middle. This is a flexible framework where suggestions are welcome. Anyhow, we have to understand what is being committed and how much we have completed within the deadline, right? This is a sprint. So after checking all these things, so retrospective, as I told, all these will be showcasing it in sprint review. And once after this is showcased, after understanding what are the results, what is about the test case and how much we have completed and what is between committed and completed, when we compare all these things, and that time the stakeholders can give some suggestions. If they feel fine, they'll be giving those feedback. or if they find some gaps between their thought process, their perspective, or what is their own, like they would have given some requirements, and there are some gaps between the requirements and the achieved target, that can also be noted down. For that only it is called as sprint retrospective review. So this sprint retrospective is nothing but what? Here we will be seeing what went well, what went wrong, and where are the gaps, how should we fill the gaps. So this is called a sprint retrospective, right? So finally, a sprint will be getting over only after a sprint review and a sprint retrospective review. This complete thing can be tracked using a MS Planner. Thank you all. Welcome back. So now we can see how can we use MS Planner tool to track our project. So MS Planner, Microsoft Planner, you can log in, right? So if you look into this, I have several projects under my MS Planner. So this is what? Create a plan. You can create a plan here. It can be a basic, simple, a project management plan. You can take a basic plan, create a basic plan. You can create a basic plan. Inside that, you can give a plan name here. Let's take plan 1, any plan. And you can share your groups. Okay, you can share your groups like this also. Okay, then you can go. I have already created a plan here, and there are several plans for me like this. I have several plans, projects where I can track my projects, right? I can even create a plan here also. I can create a plan, a basic plan always I should choose. I'll take one of my project, that is community driven water quality monitoring. Yes. So always for an agile, if you see, right, you should be making sure, I told you, you will be having sprints, right? The complete project. Here the project title is community driven water quality monitoring, right? Here, if you see, I have to divide this complete project into several small sprints, right? And each sprint, I will have several user stories, I told you. And how to track these project under MS Planner. If you see here, I will be creating 4 buckets. I can create a bucket name. No, I can like this. I have created 4 buckets. First bucket name is product backlog. The next one is sprint backlog. The next awaiting confirmation or awaiting reviews. The next one is completed task or completed items. Under the product backlog, always a product backlog is a ordered complete list of all the user stories, right? So if you see here, right, I have several user stories. I have user story 1, 2, 3 like this. I have several user stories. For each user story, I will be writing. So let's take, I will under a sprint 1, right? This is user story 3 I have written. So under this, if I see, right, this is under, all these are the labels. I can take a label. I can take any label like this. I told you how your user story should be looking. As a user, I want to, so that, right, completely I have written the user story and these labels. Under Moscow, I have taken should have label. This is under sprint 1. So according to this project has 2 sprints and each sprint has 3 user stories, like that they have given. Function requirements, non-function requirements. For this particular user story, I should be mentioning. And for what this is used, this is an epic label, and this is user story 3. Okay, so let's take, since it is under this complete product backlog, it has not been started. For example, let's take, okay, I told you I should be writing this checklist. So this under notes, I told you user story, description, the bigger description of your user story, linked task, acceptance criteria. You can write like this, acceptance criteria, or you can use given when then rule. effort of estimation, you can give it as 5 days in terms of days, weeks, or in terms of normal, medium, like that. Functional, non-functional, right? I have given it like this. And here, if you see, right, I have given snapshots for that. Okay, let's take. If I have completed this particular user story of sprint 1, I will move that to sprint backlog. Sprint backlog means now, if whichever sprint I am doing it, okay, whichever user stories of which sprint I am now currently doing, that I will take here. So sprint 1 only, and now I am currently doing. Let's take sprint 1 user stories and all, I will take here. Okay, sprint 1 user stories and all, I will push here. Okay, let's take once after, if I think I have completed this particular user story, I will send that to awaiting confirmation. I will send that to awaiting confirmation, and here I should have given this date and all. Here it is completed, I should have given it. And now if it is completed, this will be striken. Okay, this will be striken down, and I will be having here the results and all. It isn't completed task, right? Once after, if I think it is completed, I will push that to completed items. Now, next I can do the next sprint. Once after it is completed, it will be waiting for awaiting. Then completed like this. So like this only I can track my progress. And here, if you see, I can do collaborations also, right? Using this, I can do collaborations also. Duplicate the plan, I can delete the plan, I can have collaborations, I can add members here. Okay, my task also I can check here. I can assign this task here. This is how I can track my progress in MS Planner under the Agile practices. Thank you all.